What I found from my research on the internet is that, and this board is a little larger than mine, this is the 48-inch board, but essentially up in the middle and about 9 inches in is where I want my hole marked to drill. So I'm going to go ahead and do my measurements, figure out exactly where the hole needs to be, and then we'll make it. Need to sand the top layer of laminate off to get down to the wood. That if I work a larger area instead of concentrating on one place, I don't have an issue with the material that I'm taking up. I'm not sure what the finish is, but that finish balling up and sort of melting back to the wood and clogging the sandpaper. If I move around a lot, it doesn't let any one place get hot, so I'm not having an issue with that. So I'm going to get back to sanding, and I'll bring you back whenever I've got everything finished. All right, a little bit of elbow grease, and I've got both of these boards sanded down. Still a few dark spots here and there, but I can touch them up as I put my final sand on. So real happy with how they're turning out. I'm going to gather up the wood and start working on the sideboards. Upon further inspection of the tabletop, I determined that the wood laminate is not oak. It looks more like pine. I have some nice wide pine boards that are more than long enough to be used for the sides of my cornhole boards. The height of a cornhole board is about 3 inches. So what I'm going to do is take this board and cut it into 3-inch strips, and then I can size those strips to form the frame around my cornhole boards. Before I get started ripping the boards, I want to cut the edge off of this larger board to make it nice and flat so that it rides comfortably against my fence and I get even 3-inch strips. I've reset my saw's fence to 3 inches, and now I'm going to go ahead and rip those larger boards down to 3 inches apiece. Sideboards ripped, I was debating on whether I should use mitered corners or just butt joints at the corners of the boards, and I've decided to go with butt joints. I think they'll be, I'm not worried about strength. I was worried about appearance, but I thought the miter joints might be a bit too fragile. If they got bumped, they could chip out a little easier, and a butt joint might be a little stronger from the perspective of taking some abuse, because these hopefully will get a lot of use. I've clamped together 4 pieces. These are going to be the side pieces for my cornhole boards, and they need to be cut to 36 inches. I'm going to start by trimming one end off so I have a nice flush end. I'll measure down 36 inches, and then I'll cut the other end off to give me the 4 sides.